Welcome to 92.1 K-Fan Duluth. I'm your host, Josh Williams, and today we have Duluth University in Minneapolis against Minnesota, and it is going to be quite interesting. Here in the background, if you're watching online, you can see the conference outlook. We are not looking too great, but talking about the game, we aren't expected to win at all. I don't expect us to win, but Bud Grant has been talking this week about how he wants the team to have an extra fire because this is going to be a rivalry game. This is the rivalry game for Duluth once we join the Big Ten in the future, which there are already plans for, but not anywhere in the near future. As you can see, we're projected to be third to last, which I think is actually kind of grateful overall in the MAC. Here you can see Minnesota's 55th, and we are 106th. But in the next 2 years, we're supposed to be dead last. And then the third year from now, we're supposed to be 113th. So a little bit of improvement, but not much. And that's really all I can say right now. And see you at the game. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the first game between two Minnesota D1 schools in history is taking place right now. And it looks like Minnesota is absolutely going to run wild against this Duluth University defense, as it's very outmatched from a Duluth team that's coming from Division II. But you know what? We'll see what can happen. There's not even a definitive starter right now for Duluth at quarterback, as there's this a battle between DeVita Holloway and Spike Cruz. But we already know the quarterback on the Minnesota side. It's going to be Mitch Leidner, the 240-pound quarterback, built like a tight end. And he is looking to run and throw all over this Norse defense. On the other side of the ball, the Minnesota defense is led by Jalen Myrick, arguably the fastest player in Big Ten history. But here we are, TCF Bank Stadium, Norse versus the Golden Gophers. Let's get into it. And now for the kickoff. Cameron Tillman, who's going to be pulling all the kicking duties to start the season in D1 football for Duluth. He kicks it to the 4-yard line. Isaiah Gentry takes it from the 4 and takes it out past the 10, past the 20, breaks a tackle, and is finally taken down by a group of players, including Tillman, at the 27-yard line. Mitch Leidner lines up in the shotgun with Shannon Brooks to his left. Leidner fakes it to Brooks, steps back to pass, and he throws it deep, and is perfectly played by Keon Kidd. Great start for the Norse defense. That is deflection. It could have been picked, but that's too much to ask for, it seems like. Leidner now steps back to pass, and it's almost picked off by Trent Manson on second down. Oh, it would have been a perfect start. That would have been a pick 6. Third down and 10 now. Leidner lines up on his own. Kidd looks like he's going to blitz from the outside. It's picked up perfectly, though. Leidner drops back and throws it to Drew Wolotarski, who breaks a tackle, and he's off to the races and is taken down by Rich Davenport at the 43-yard line. That is 30 yards for Drew Wolotarski. Now Leidner lines up in an offset shotgun with Brooks to his right. He fakes a pass, and he's off to the races, makes a man miss, and slides down after a 7-yard gain. 2nd and 3 now. Leidner lines up in another offset shotgun look. And here's the snap. He fakes it off to Brooks, and he jumps over defender, and he's off to the races. 10-5, touchdown, Gophers. That's going to be 7-0 to the men in gold after pending the extra point. Here we go, guys. Bud Grant coaching his first game at Duluth University, seeing what he can do. And he's sending out Cruz. Spike Cruz is taking it, and it's going to be a pistol look as he fakes it to Wexweiler, and he stumbles and gets down at the 31. 5-yard rush by Spike Cruz. But why is he starting Spike Cruz? It's not the better quarterback. Doesn't matter. That's what Bud Grant wants to do. Now Spike Cruz drops back. He throws it over, and it's deflected. Great play by the Gopher defense. Here we go. Cruz lining up in a pistol with Wexweiler right behind him. He's sitting there at the line. He sends Brett Dennis into motion, and he gets drilled. Spike Cruz gets absolutely demolished in the backfield by Steven Richardson Jr. That's a loss of 4 after they gained 5. And it was time to punt, and now the Gophers line up again in the for the offense. Liner lines up with Brooks. He fakes it to Brooks. Liner makes a man miss, and he's off to the races again. 35-30, 25-20, 15, and he's down at the 15-yard line. 95 rushing yards already for Mitchell Liner and the Gophers offense. Now the Gophers now in the ace formation with 2 tight ends. The Norse look like they're going to send a blitz here. Liner hands it off to Brooks, who absolutely demolishes the safety of the Norse and finally gets tackled by Rich Davenport. 7-yard gain. Liner lines up in the shotgun. Takes the snap, drops back. Oh no, it's a fake. And he hands off to Brooks, who's down inside the 1-yard line. 1st and goal, Minnesota. The Norse line up in a goal line, but the Gophers stay out in a shotgun as Liner fakes it, and he's stopped inside the 1-yard line. Great play by the Norse defense. Again, the Gophers line up in the shotgun, Norse in the goal line. Looking to stop it. Liner fakes it again, but he waltzes into the end zone this time. That's 14-0, pending the extra point for the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Man, that is not what you want to see if you are Bud Grant. Spike Cruz out here again, lining up in a pistol. 1st and 10 at the 25. He rolls out after a fake to Waxweiler, and he throws it across the middle to Jamal Chase, and he's off to the races to the 45, and he's down at the 42-yard line of Minnesota. Jamal Chase on the 33-yard reception. Great play by Spike Cruz, and to go back to the open man. Spike Cruz now lines up in the pistol, takes the snap, quickly rolls out, and finds Mason Everett for a 9-yard gain. Great play there. As you can see, he fools the defense by quickly rolling out and finding his man. Quick plays, that's how you can drive up the field against this defense. Here we go, 2nd and 1 now for the men in white. And it's another pistol look as he fakes it to Waxweiler, and Spike Cruz gets absolutely stuffed right behind the line of scrimmage. But this is where Bud Grant really wants to use Spike Cruz in the option game, as Spike Cruz has that mobility that you need. Now Spike Cruz lining up another offset pistol. He drops back and whips it over to Brett Dennis, and Dennis is inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. That is a great drive right now for the Norse, and get your keys out because they are on a drive. 2nd and 9 now for the Norse. Another pistol look. Waxweiler gets the handoff, and he gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Another tackle by Jack Lynn. Now another pistol look. This seems to be what Bud Grant wants to run here, but we'll see. Spike Cruz lines up and set up for a screen as Waxweiler takes it, runs into a lineman, another one, and he gets tackled by Jalen Myrick after a 10-yard game. 1st and goal, the Norse. Another pistol look as he hands it off to Waxweiler. Waxweiler takes it to the outside, breaks the tackle, gets inside the 5 and to about the 3-yard line. 5-yard gain by Nazario Waxweiler. Now a strong eye look for the Norse as they hand it up quickly to J.P. Hand. 3-yard rush inside the 1-yard line. That caught me off guard. You never really see a fullback get, especially in the strong eye look like that. Another pistol look now for the Norse as he hands it off to Waxweiler, and he just waltzes right into the end zone untouched. Touchdown, Norse. You did not expect to see this. Let me tell you something. The fans in Duluth are going crazy. As Cameron Tillman now to kick it off for the team that's only down by 7. This far into the first. Nobody saw this coming. Gentry takes it from the 3. And he breaks up the field. Oh, and he gets a few men to miss, and he gets down at the 35-yard line. What a play by Isaiah Gentry. As you can see, Minnesota's really been dominating, but the Norse have hung in there. Liner in the shotgun now. Shannon Brooks to the left, and they're going to do a speed pitch option, and he pitches to Brooks, and Brooks makes Bailey look silly, and he gets a 24-yard gain. That's insane. That cutback to make Bailey just look absolutely silly. Really worked there for Brooks. Another shotgun look now. They're running the same exact play, but Miller gets in the way, and Miller picks it up. It's a first down for the Norse. What a play by Miller. That's going to be a first down for the Norse. It's their first turnover in school history at the D1 level. Now, Cruz in another pistol formation, hands off to Waxweiler. Waxweiler has an open lane, and he gets about 9 yards on the play. Another pistol look. Cruz takes the snap, fakes it to Waxweiler, and he drops back and throws it out to Leslie Hines, who gets the first down and not much more. Now Cruz lines up another pistol formation, hands it off to Waxweiler. Waxweiler has a lane, and he gets about 9 yards on the play, looks like, after he's taken out by a group of Gophers. Waxweiler seems to be the key for victory right now for the Norse if they want to win this game. Spike Cruz now lines up in the ace with two tight ends to the right, and he drops back to pass. He lines up to J.P. Hand, who's lined up as a tight end, and he absolutely destroys a cornerback for the Gophers and gets down right away. Now another pistol formation for Cruz and the Norse offense, as he's going to keep it, and that was not the right decision on that option play. -3 yards for the Norse. Jalen Elmore now on that tackle. Cruz -0.8 yard average. Now that's sometimes to do with sacks, but whatever. Cruz now back to pass, and he goes out to the right where he has Leslie Hines again, and he makes a move to stay in bounds, and that's a 10-yard reception. 3rd and 3 now for the Norse. And that will be the end of the first quarter, where Duluth actually looks like they might be into this. 14-7. Man, gotta take a deep breath. Cruz now another pistol look, drops back to pass, and he fires it over to Brett Dennis, and he drops it. Oh my gosh, you can't let that happen. You gotta make that catch. Now Cameron Tillman on to kick the field goal, and it's good. First field goal in D1 history made for the Norse, as it's actually not made by much. As everyone knows, the kicker for the Norse is so bad that they have to make their punter do kickoffs and field goals. And Tillman showing that he's not the best for field goals either. And he kicks it off here. Isaiah Gentry takes it at the 3. And he has some blocks. Oh my god, 2 pancakes on the left side. And he's off to the races, hits the 50, and goes down at about the 45-yard line of the Norse. 52-yard 52-yard God, I can't think of the right word. Anyway, Shannon Brooks takes a 5-yard rush there. Return, 52-yard return. Anyway, doesn't matter. Another shotgun look for the Gophers here, as it's going to be another option, and Leidner gets hit in the backfield, but he stays up, and he gets down at about the 30-yard line. That's a 10-yard rush when it could have been -2. The Norse need to capitalize when they get these plays. Anyway, Leidner fakes it again to Brooks, and Brooks is going to get a block out for him, but it's another 11-yard rush for Mitch Leidner, who's absolutely running all over this Norse defense as if they're a welcome mat. Leidner now back to pass. He finds a man, and he goes to Smith, and Smith breaks a tackle and gets a 12-yard reception. What a play by Brian Smith. Now, inside the 10-yard line, Mitch Leidner fakes it off to Brooks again, and he's going to waltz into the end zone. Oh my, it's getting hard to watch. 21-7 Gophers pending the extra point. Or 21-10 pending the extra point. This is not looking good at all. Tavita Holloway now up. I think they're going to do a quarter system for the quarterbacks, and that is an awful throw there for Holloway. You can only assume that they're going to go quarter by quarter for these quarterbacks, as Tavita Holloway takes over in the second quarter. He steps back to pass, and he throws a dot to Brett Dennis, who gets a 13-yard reception. Great play there by Tavita. Now Holloway lining up in another pistol formation. They hand it off to Brooks, and Brooks gets the edge, and he's going to go out there if he's fast enough, and he makes a move, and it's a 9-yard gain for Glenn Brooks. Great play to follow his blocks to the edge, and I was actually able to reach there. I didn't think he had enough speed. Now in ace formation, as he hands it off to Waxweiler. Waxweiler makes a juke, makes a corner miss, and gets down after an 8-yard gain. Great play there by Mr. Waxweiler. Now pistol formation here for the Norse, as Holloway fakes it to Waxweiler, and he's off to the races. Not really. That's a very slow race. That's about a snail race, if you ask me. DeVito Holloway, not the person you want to be running the option with. He's incredibly slow. Holloway now in another pistol formation. Let's see what they're going to do here. They send Chase in motion. He fakes it to Waxweiler, and he makes a man miss, and he can't pitch it. He needs to pitch that to the motion man there. He would get so many more yards. But anyway, Holloway hands it off to Waxweiler, who jukes or spins out his own lineman and gets a 7-yard gain on the play. That was some nifty footwork in the backfield to avoid running into a lineman, avoiding the butt fumble. Take notes, Mark Sanchez. Anyway, Holloway fakes the handoff, throws out to Cabral, and Cabral drops it. You just can't do that. Another pistol formation for the Norse. This is going to be a common trend all game, it looks like. Holloway throws it. Brett Dennis again. Is that the same play from earlier where he got the 13-yard reception? Because that's a 14-yarder that time. Man, it's just like it's on repeat. Now Holloway, another pistol formation. He sends Brett Dennis into motion, and Brett Dennis takes his jet sweep. Oh, and he spin moves between the two linemen, and he rolls up for a 13-yard rush. Great play by Brett Dennis, but he's injured on the play. He's shaken up. He's slow to get up. Hopefully he's back later. DeVito Holloway now in the pistol. He throws it up. Oh, and it's out of play. Man, DeVito Holloway's only 2 for 5 for 27 yards. That is not what you want from your better quarterback on paper. Holloway now in the pistol hands it off to Waxweiler, and he is stuffed in the backfield. Looked like he may have been able to break that and get a touchdown, but could not keep his balance. DeVito now steps back to pass. He's going to whip one in the middle. Mason Everett gets only a 4-yard gain. That's going to be a 4th and goal, and the Duluth Norse will settle for the field goal. And it sounds like Brett Dennis will be out for the rest of the game. That's a shame. He's probably been our best receiver. As Brian Smith gets a 3-yard reception, that's whatever. But Brett Dennis has been our all-star on offense, and he is out for the game. We're going to miss him very much. And now Liner sends a man in motion, drops back to pass. He has a man open, and Lingen gets a 13-yard gain. Brandon Lingen, one of the best players on this team. Usually overshadowed by the fact that Liner is so important, but gets a good gain there. Liner now actually hands it off to Brooks, and Brooks is going to be taken down after a 1-yard gain. Great play by the defensive line to stop that rush. Liner now with Brooks to his right. He sends a man in motion. Takes the snap, drops back to pass, and he throws in the middle of the field where Still is. It Still is going to make a man miss, and that's going to be a touchdown, Golden Gophers. Rashad Still, 56-yard touchdown. That is not what you want to see if you are from Duluth. DeVito Holloway now in the pistol formation, looking to come back and answer after that great play by the Golden Gophers. He rolls out to the right, and he's going to be sacked. 14-yard loss. That is not what you want to see. Man, oh man, that is not a good play by Holloway. Another pistol formation now as he hands it off to Waxweiler, and Waxweiler tries to find the edge, makes the man miss, does this random-ass spin move, and gets to the 13-yard line. Holloway now drops back to pass, and he finds Donovan Britt. Why did I say Dennis Britt? Donovan Britt with an 18-yard reception. It's not enough, though. It's Yes, they punt it out to the Minnesota Golden Gophers. And Carter gets a great catch here. Eric Carter, 6-yard reception for the Golden Gophers on first down. Mitch Leiner now in an offset pistol or offset shotgun. Drops back to pass, almost gets hit. And Javon Leslie almost picks it off. You need to catch that if you want to win a game like this. Leiner now steps back to pass, throws it out, and he misses his man. He had Brooks out there. Man, the Norse caught a break there as Holloway now lines up at the 15-yard line in the pistol. Drops back to pass, rolling to his right. He goes out. Donovan Britt. Great reception. He's not down yet. Oh, now he's down at the 35-yard line. 151 now passing yards now for the Norse. Kind of a surprise considering they aren't that good compared to the defense of Minnesota. Now Holloway stepping back, throws a bubble screen out to Donovan Britt, and Donovan Britt gets a 7-yard gain. You know, Donovan Britt has really shown up in the absence of in Brett Dennis. In the absence of Brett Dennis, that's what I'm thinking of. And now, Mason Everett, you need to catch that slant route. Jesus. Another pistol formation now for the Norse. Holloway fakes it to Nazario, and he goes out to the 3. That's a 3-yard gain, and that's a first down for the North. Let's see if they can score before half. 30 seconds left now. Lines up with the pistol. He drops back to pass. And he goes deep, and it's deflected, almost picked off by Jalen Myrick. That would not have been a great play. And it would have been a great play for the Golden Gophers, but not for the Norse. Now Holloway now drops back to pass again. It's the same play, and it's the even worse result. Negative 7-yard play there for the Norse as Holloway gets sacked. Same formation now for the Norse. He drops back to pass. Waxweiler is back to protect now. But Leslie Hines finds it. Gets the reception. He's not down yet. Now he is. 25-yard gain. Perfect thing to need on when you need 17 yards. Holloway now drops back to pass. Goes out to Waxweiler. Waxweiler is going to make a move, but does not fool everyone as he gets down after a 9-yard gain. 6 seconds left. And they're going deep. They can't make a field goal this long, so they're going to kick it, or they're going to throw it and hope for the best. Holloway now. He throws it up, and Waxweiler almost caught the deflection. 2 seconds left, and they're going to kick the field goal now with the 5 miles per hour wind to his back. Can Cameron Tillman take it? And he hits it off the crossbar. Oh, that's so disappointing. Any more power on that, and he would have made the Norse be down only by 12 going into half instead of 15. Halftime now. Minnesota 28, Duluth University 13. Be back after break. Hey fan, halftime report. I'm your host Josh Williams, of course. And let's take a quick look at this first game between Duluth University and Minnesota. First half highlights. Mitch Leiner has been running all over this Norse defense. We have not been able to stop him. Bud Grant has been visually upset all half of it over on the sideline. And really, nothing has been going well for the Norse offense. Besides for the one drive led by Spike Cruz and Waxweiler that was capped off with a Waxweiler touchdown, we haven't been able to do much. We got lucky with 2 field goals. And as you can see, we've been passing pretty well, but not really in the second quarter when Holloway took over. And Cruz has actually been dominating. We've had so much time of possession, but when Minnesota has the ball, they are just running all over us. There's nothing we can do to stop them. And they even have a turnover. It's not like... Here we go, guys. Holloway leads the offense out on the field. He fakes it to Waxweiler, rolls out to his right. He might take off. And he is. And... oh, he fumbles! Please get on it. Oh, thank God, Davida Holloway. Since he fumbled forward, it's not like he fumbled at all. Jeez. Now he hands it off to Waxweiler. on a 2nd and 5, and that's a 3-yard gain for Nazario. And it's surprising that he brought out Holloway, Bud Grant did, because Holloway obviously did not do as well as Spike Cruz did in the first quarter. Now Waxweiler gets the toss, goes out to the edge, and gets tackled after a 9-yard gain. That is a great play by him. Holloway now lining up in an ace formation with 2 tight ends to the right, 2 receivers to the left, drops back to pass. He can't find anyone open until he finds Mason Everett, who drops it. Oh, Mason, you can't do that. Now another pistol formation. Holloway drops back, sets up the screen. Waxweiler gets it, makes a man miss, makes another man miss, and gets a 10-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and inches now for the Norse. Let's see if we can keep this drive going. We are 7 for 11 on 3rd downs. It's decent, but I think most of those are from Cruz, just saying. Now, Brooks in the game. Glenn Brooks trucks a man behind the line and gets the 1st down. That's what you're talking about. 1st down, Norse. Now Holloway with Glenn Brooks behind him in the pistol formation. He fakes it to Brooks, takes it out to the right or left, makes a man miss, and he recovers, and that's a tackle after an 8-yard gain. Surprised Bud Grant's been using Holloway so much in the option game, as he's not much of a running quarterback at all, as he hands it off to Glenn Brooks, who cannot get to the edge this time and loses a yard. This Minnesota defense has been fairly stout against us for the most part, as another handoff over to the left for Brooks. He gets to the edge this time. Man misses, and he's down right at the line of scrimmage. He ran a lot east to west, not north to south. And now the punter, Cameron Tillman, on to punt. And he's going to look to try to pin them deep. And let's see, Keon Kidd's running towards the goal line, and he stops it! Inside the 5, great punt and great play by Keon Kidd to get the Gophers inside the 5-yard line. Gophers now 2 fullbacks in the game, hands it off to Brooks, and he gets a 4-yard gain for Shannon Brooks. Here we go, shotgun formation, pretty typical for the Gophers. Liner fakes it to Brooks, and he makes a few men miss, makes Holiday miss, and he's off to the races, but there's a flag. And he's running to the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. It's going to be a long half if this keeps happening, guys. But wait a minute. Clipping on Brandon Lingen, or Jonah Persig, my bad. Lingen is a tight end, not a right tackle. And that will be 2nd and 4 instead for the Gophers. The Norse catch a huge break. Whew, man. 2nd and 4 now. Liner lines up in another shotgun, fakes it again, but Albert reads it, but he doesn't get the tackle down. Oh, and Mitch Liner then runs for a 10-yard gain. He has 125 yards on us, and it's only the 3rd quarter, and he's a quarterback. They count sacks, and he's getting better yards. Smith now on the handoff. He looks like a wide receiver who just got a 6-yard gain on us. This is not looking good. Another shotgun look with Brooks this time. Fakes it to Brooks, and Liner gets down at the line of scrimmage. Great play there by Colton Arnold. Now Liner alone in the backfield. Drops back to pass, throws it to was that Register? Well, he drops it, and it's quite the name. And they'll punt it over to the Norse, and Holloway still out here in the pistol formation, hands it off to Waxweiler, who has not great blocking, but he makes a man miss and gets a 1-yard gain out of absolutely nothing. Now Holloway lines up another pistol, Waxweiler behind him. He drops back to pass, throws it out to Everett, and he does catch it. He had to leap 4 feet in the air for that, but Mason Everett comes down for the 4-yard gain. Jalen Myrick on the tackle. 3rd and 5 now. Holloway fakes it to Waxweiler. Minnesota defense, though, not fooled at all, as Holloway gets hit as he throws. Cameron Tillman on a punt again now for the Norse. A 3 and out. That is not what you needed in this field position. Trying to pin him for the 2nd time, but Cade gets blocked. Isaiah Gentry takes from about the 20 and absolutely gets blasted. Oh my God. He needs to go into concussion protocol after that hit. That was insane. Now Liner in the shotgun drops back to pass, looks off to his left and just throws it away. That was a coverage play, not a rushing play at all. Our rush has not been doing good at all against this Minnesota line. As Liner drops back to pass on 2nd and 10, and he gets Lingen for a 3-yard gain. Brandon Lingen, just 3-yard subtle catch, simple catch. My bad. Liner now in the shotgun. Brooks off to his left. Liner drops back to pass. Dumps off to Brooks, who drops it. Oh, wow, the Norse have gotten lucky on 2 straight 3rd down plays to stop Minnesota on drops. Now Holloway in the ace. Drops back to pass. It's a quick drop back. He has no one, though, and he fumbles. The Moss, the left tackle, gets it, breaks a tackle, spin move, and gets tackled after a 19-yard loss. Oh, my. Pistol formation now. They're going to set up the screen. Waxweiler can't get off his blockers. And it's going to be 3rd and 29. Let's see what Bud Grant has in the playbook for this. It's going to be in another pistol formation. Holloway drops back to pass. He's going to have to roll off to his right. The defender misses on the dive, and he's going to run? He's going to run on 3rd and 29, and he's just going to go out of bounds. That's a 14-yard gain, but that's not enough, as we have to punt it back to the Golden Gophers, who line up in a shotgun formation on 1st and 10. He fakes it to Brooks. We've seen this too many times. Gets many blocks in the secondary, and he gets a 13-yard gain. Mitch Liner and this Gopher offense, they are just good at doing the read option better than us. Let's just say that. Liner fakes it again to Brooks, and he actually gets tackled in the backfield. Rich Davenport, another tackle on the play. Rich Davenport's probably the only bright spot right now on this Norse defense. His Liner drops back to pass, throws it off to his right to Carter, and Eric Carter gets a 9-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now for the Golden Gophers. I formation now with the tight end to the left, and they hand it off to the fullback, Femi Cole, who stumbles up for a 10-yard gain. Jonathan Femi Cole. Who is this guy? But he's also getting 10-yard gains on us. Yeah, this is not looking good for us. Liner now actually hands it off to Brooks, and Brooks gets stuffed in the backfield, but he still plows through for a 1-yard gain. Oh, man. Sure, tackling is the name of the game for Bud Grant, but it's not happening right now for this Norse defense, as Liner hands it off to Brooks again, who shrugs off a tackler, stumbles, and he can't recover it for a 6-yard gain. Only a 6-yard gain. And that's the end of the 3rd quarter already. 28-13 still. No scoring, but it's really not looking good right now for the Norse. Let's see if they can bring it back in the 4th. This is a goal line formation on 3rd and 3 for the Norse, as they hand it off to Femi Cole again, who stumbles for a 5-yard gain. They're calling it 4, but that looked like 5 to me. And that's a 1st down, Gophers. You can't do this in the red zone. Liner fakes it to Brooks. We've seen this many times. Make a man miss. Plows through the tackler for a 10-yard gain. 1st and goal, Minnesota at the 2-yard line. Maryland formation with the 2 fullbacks. They hand it off to Brooks, and he's untouched in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. 35-13, pending the extra point. Shannon Brooks and Mitch Liner together probably have more offensive yards than this entire Norse team. Although the Norse have been doing pretty good, but it is 35-13, and this is supposed to be a rivalry game. We're obviously not at this level yet. Holloway throws it to Tremaine Miles. Wait, was that Holloway? They're keeping him in for the 4th? Nope, it's Cruz. Cruz is out there now. 2nd and 1 in the pistol formation. Drops back to pass. Throws it off to his right, where he has Donovan Britt. Why do I keep calling him Dennis? Donovan Britt, who has 4 receptions for 57 yards. This guy's been going off, but only really when Cruz is on the field. Anyway, Cruz now back to pass. Cruz gets sacked. Minnesota sent the blitz, and we only had 5 men going. Whew, that's not a key to success, I'll tell you that much. DJ Khaled can tell me about that. Cruz fakes it to the fullback, pitches it to Waxweiler, who makes a man miss, and he's off to the races, and he gets tripped up after a 14-yard gain. He gets past that tackler, and he is gone. Man, that is unlucky for Waxweiler. Another pistol formation now for Cruz as he drops back to pass, throws it to Tremaine Miles, and he gets an 18-yard gain on the slant, just cutting right through the cover 2 defense. That is what you want to see. Cruz is 9 for 11 for 116 yards. I would like to see how Holloway is doing at this point. Anyway, another pistol formation for Cruz and Waxweiler as Waxweiler gets the ball, spins out the defensive end, and only gets a 1-yard gain. But it could have been like a 3-yard loss. Power I now is odd formation on a 2nd and 9 for Cruz as he fakes it to Waxweiler, and he rolls off to his right and finds Leslie Hines for a 15-yard gain. First down, and we're in the red zone. Get your keys out because we are on a drive, ladies and gentlemen. Cruz hands it off to Waxweiler, who spins out the defenders in the backfield and stumbles forward for a 6-yard gain. That has got to be not the most impressive, but probably the best run so far by a Norse player. Anyway, Glenn Brooks does not get the ball, and Cruz gets absolutely pummeled in the backfield. Not the best read on that read option. Here we go. Cruz lines up in an ace with Glenn Brooks behind him. Drops back to pass. Throws it out. And Jamal Chase catches it with the defender on him. And he catches it for a 14-yard touchdown. Touchdown Norse. Who knew we would score 20 points on this Gophers team? It's 35-19 now. And let's see what they do. They're going for 2 to make it a 14-point game. Another pistol formation. No surprise here. Cruz takes the snap. Drops back to pass. He's rolling off to his right. He's going up. He's going to run for it. Wait, he throws it at the end. Why did he do that? Why would you not just run it in? Oh, man. Cruz makes a huge mistake there. And Liner now for the Gophers hands it off to Brooks, who just does what he's been doing all game. That's a 16-yard gain for Shannon Brooks, who's averaging 7.4 yards per carry. That is insane. Liner now in the shotgun. Hands it off to Brooks. They're not going to do any fancy read options, but Rich Davenport with another tackle. 2nd and 12 now. Gophers line up in another shotgun. Being very methodical here. They set up a screen, and Brooks gets it. Rich Davenport misses, and Holiday takes out the legs, but only after a 6-yard gain. 3rd and 6 now for the Gophers. Liner. They're going to set up another screen, but the Norse were reading that, and Liner's going to take off. Trent Manson gets him down with 3 yards to the line of scrimmage, or to the line of gain. That's a 4th down now for the Gophers as they punt it. And now Cruz will fake it to Waxweiler, and Cruz is rolling out, and he gets Jamal Chase on the sideline. 16-yard gain. Man, Jamal Chase, only 3 catches, but they have been 3 huge catches this game. See, he's making a huge impact week 1. Here we go. Cruz lines up in the loaded pistol formation. He's going to hand it off to J.P. Hand. And he gets a 1-yard gain. That's not what you want to see. And why are they running it right now? That's the real question. Cruz now in another pistol with only Waxweiler behind him. Drops back to pass. He's going to throw it deep to Leslie Hines, who catches it down the middle of the field. Splits the cover 2 for a 23-yard gain. It's going to be hurry up now for the Norse offense. Same formation, obviously, in this hurry up. Cruz is going to take the snap. Drops back to pass. Looks like the same exact plays. He's going to throw it to Hines again, and it's almost picked off. Ray Buford II almost got his pick. That would have sealed the game. Whew. Man, we got a break there. Cruz now drops back to pass. Stays in the pocket, and he gets hit as he throws. Hits off Waxweiler's back and drops. down, incomplete. That's only the 4th incompletion for Spike Cruz this game. Another pistol formation, Wexweiler behind Cruz. Cruz takes the snap, drops back to pass. He's going to stand in the pocket, and he's going to lob it deep to the end zone. Touchdown, Grady Olson. Wow, 5th receiver on the depth chart, but he comes in when the other receivers are tired and scores a touchdown, beats the safety coverage, and absolutely saves the day. Duluth is going to have to go for 2 now, as they do, and they're going to line up in the same exact formation as their last 2-point conversion play. Cruz steps back to pass. He sits in the pocket, and he's going to throw it. Mason Everett catches it down the middle of the field on the slant route. That's 27-35. Hold your horses, guys. We have a game. Onside kick now. Cameron Tillman hit it with just enough. Come on. And it goes straight to Eric Carter. That is not what you want to see. He breaks a tackle and gets down at the 38-yard line. That might be the end of the count. Well, it's not necessarily. There's 2.5 minutes. We have all 3 timeouts. We need to stop him now. Liner lines up the shotgun. Drops back to pass. He's going to run, but Sapp all over it. And that is a -3. That's the only sack of the game so far for the Norse, but it was a big one. As Liner hands up to Brooks. And Brooks gets down, finally, after a 7-yard gain. We do not want another one of those, let me tell you that. 3rd and 6 now. Gophers only 3 for 7 on 3rd downs as Liner drops back to pass. And he gets hit as he throws, but he finds Shannon Brooks, who breaks a tackle, gets the 1st down, breaks another tackle, and that's going to be a touchdown. And wow, that is not what you wanted to see. Great play by Shannon Brooks to get at least the 1st down, breaks another tackle, and then he just had Green in front of him for 20 yards, and it was obvious that he was going to get that. 42-27, Minnesota, with a minute and a half left. Let's see what Cruz can do. Let's see if he can make some magic as he drops back to pass. Rolls out to his left this time. That's a bit odd. He tries to throw it, but he gets hit as he throws, and that's an incompletion. It looked like he might have had Wexweiler on the wheel route. Wexweiler on the wheel. That's quite the phrase to say. And now he drops back to pass, and he finds Tremaine Miles, who's off to the races and gets tackled inside the 15. 60-yard catch by Tremaine Miles. Where did that come from? There's no way Cruz has that kind of arm. You've got to be kidding me. Another pistol formation now on 1st and 10 for Cruz as he drops back to pass. Throws it off, and it's almost picked off by... I couldn't tell who that was, but it was one of their number 7 on the defense as Cruz fakes it to Wexweiler. Throws it. Jaron Childs coming from the defense to get on the score sheet. What is he doing out there? But he comes in, runs a little post route, and he scores. So, I mean, it worked. Fastest guy on the team. Just can play free safety and wide receiver, apparently. Now going for 2 again to make it a 7-point game. Ace formation. What is Cruz going to do? He drops back to pass. Oh, the blitz of Minnesota got in right away. Jacqueline really disrupted him there. But let's see if Cameron Tillman can make an onside kick. And nope, Brandon Lingen, it goes straight to him. He just has to pick it up and roll over. 1 minute remaining, and that's really all she wrote. It's amazing that the Norse have even scored 33 points in this game. There was no reason we should have. Gophers are a way better team. They're in the Big Ten. We're basically D2 still, and yeah, the Minnesota Golden Gophers really got this game under their belt. It was the cupcake game. But we see it as a rivalry, as we were part of this Minnesota system. But now we're on our own, and we want to make this a rivalry. This is going to be the next trophy game for Minnesota. It would be like their 7th trophy game. But let me tell you, it's going to be better than just for a pig or something like that. It's going to be, I don't know what the trophy's going to be for, but you know what, it's going to happen. Once in a few years down the road, there's already talks of Duluth joining the Big Ten at some point in the future. When that happens, there's going to be a trophy game for this. And let me tell you, it's going to be huge. Looking in the stats, Waxweiler only 4.7 yards per carry against a Big Ten opponent. That's not too bad. Leslie Hines got the most receptions and got 75 yards of receiving, but Tremaine Miles got 87, who got the most yards on the team. And that's really because of that 60-yard reception on that last drive that led to a touchdown. Overall, it was a decent game. Blocking, Jamal Chase actually got a pancake. That's pretty interesting. Rich Davenport with the most tackles on the team, followed by Holiday and Arnold. No assisted tackles, so not really team tackling, guys. Come on. Tackles for loss, Rich Davenport got 2. Deion Sapp got the only sack on the game, and one of the few seniors on this defense. 0 interceptions for the Norse. A few pass deflections, one by Javon Leslie, Trent Manson, and Keon Kidd. And 0 defensive touchdowns, obviously. Looking at the team stats, we had 21 first downs, their 15. We actually did really well this game. 526 total offensive yards. Are you kidding me? We had 99 yards rushing and 427 yards passing. That's just insane. They had 256 yards of rushing offense and 172 yards passing. We were 11 of 18 on third down. That's not too bad. That was actually pretty good against this opponent, and we stopped them 50% of the time on third down. That's pretty good. But 2-point conversions, we needed to get all 3 of them. I mean, if we made the first 2, or the first one, we would not have needed to make the other 2. But if we did still do 3, it would be a 1-point game right now. But red zone percentage, 100% for both teams. There was only 1 turnover, and it was a fumble, so nothing really happened there. They had huge kick returns on us. It was pretty insane. Some pretty good punting up from both teams. Whatever, but we dominated time of possession. Up next for the Norse, we have the second straight Big Ten opponent in a row, the Wisconsin Badgers. We see what we can do there. But guys, remember, leave any questions you have about the team and about the game in the description below, or in the comment section below. And I will see you guys next week for week 2.